guys have been off for a little bit there, but is there anything that you've seen on the field right now that you're confident you guys will be able to do better in this game?
I mean, you hope that you improve in every phase, and all the guys that played, game under their belt, sometimes it's hard. You're playing your first game. You've worked a lot in the training camp, but your preseason games, the guys didn't play a lot. So the starters didn't play a whole lot. So to go out there for 4 quarters and battle against people, it's different. And when your first couple games of the season, there isn't a lot of film to go off of. Football's not just by chance. A lot of schemes are developed on tendencies and what other teams do well and what you do well. And it's hard to say what you do well after 1 week. And sometimes score dictates what you are doing. Your mindset may have been going into the game to do some other things, and then score or an injury or something may happen where you change what your identity is a bit. So, until we get a few games under our belt, we really won't know any of those questions or answer any of those things. But ultimately, again, I think our guys did a very good job, and, you'd like to improve in every phase.
What's going to be the main challenge against Hamilton?
The main challenge, play our brand of football. We don't put a lot of stock into the other team. I've never been that way. We know they're gonna, they're 0-2 right now. They're playing their first home game of the year. They're a veteran-laden team, a great coaching staff. I know that. They'll be ready to play. It's about matching their intensity throughout 4 quarters, not just at the beginning of the game, all 4 quarters. Go in there playing really good football. And what does that mean or entail? It means control the line of scrimmage, don't turn over the ball, have a low amount of penalties in a game, play disciplined football, and fly around. And really for us, it's compete, don't give them an inch, and just work our butts off, and you'd like to think that's a formula for success.
You ever had a bye week so early in the season as this?
I don't recall. I think one of my first year's coach, I think we had it after week 1 actually. So, again, it's everybody gets them. You just take them when they come. If you say it's early in the season, well, you haven't worked well. We worked through a whole training camp of 3 weeks, and we ran over 2,000 plays in training camp. So, there's quite a bit of work that's been done to these guys. So we'll take them as they come and just grow from them. But, is it ideal? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it's fine.
What did you tell the players as they went off the break? Did you tell them to kind of stay away from the game a bit, or what was the message?
No, to me, it's relax. Do what you want to do. If guys are so focused on football for 6 months, they just want to stay focused on it, so be it. Biggest thing was be with your families. That's my big motto is, try to be with your families as much as you can. Your families sacrifice a lot for us to play the game we love and coach the game we love. So anytime we can pay them back with time, I think it's important. So for those guys, great. And if guys that stayed around Montreal, enjoy the city. It's a great city, great province. So hopefully they got some time away. But if they're so motivated that they just want to think nothing but football, I'm not going to say much about that either.
I asked the same question yesterday to Hernando Sada, the coach of the CF Montreal. I said, did you follow your coach's advice and actually get away from the game? He goes, yeah, I got away from the game. I just watched 7 games. I read some books on soccer. Are you kind of the same way?
Well, I think, for me personally, I try to decompress a bit. I like being around my family, and I went back to Alberta to be with them and spend some time with them, doing some honeydews on the acreage we live on, and fixing tractor and getting things around there squared away. And then I watch the games. I'm a fan of football, so I will do that. But as far as just grinding, and I did do that too, because we want to watch our guys, and you want to catch up on a little bit. But it's different when you're during the season. We're in the office quite a bit as coaches, and so even if I'm just at home and I'm still working, I feel different than being in my office. So and ultimately, we play a sport for a living. As players, and then as coaches, you're doing something you really love to do. So I don't know if you call it work at the end of the day. It's just when you're grinding in your office, it just feels different, particularly when you're away from your family most of the year.
I want to ask you how the adjustment has been to Montreal for you on a personal, not football related, but getting used to the city. Have you been able to get around a bit?
Yeah, I've got around a little bit. When my family's been here, we've gone downtown to the port and done the metro system and gone all over the city and rode the Bixie bike system around, and I've tried to enjoy that as much as I can, being outdoors. But ultimately, the biggest difference is my family's not here. So you're taking care of everything at home and trying to go into the office and spend as much time there as possible. But it's pretty lonely. You're going back and forth from your office to the apartment to spend the night or spend the evening, and then going right back to work. But there isn't a whole lot of time to enjoy Montreal. But, obviously we get bye weeks coming up, and then days off, days aren't off for coaches. So
Different is the Hamilton offense when they go from Mitchell to Schultz?
I don't know if their offense would change much. I mean, per se, I think, you know, each of them possesses a different skill set, probably plays that they're both comfortable or not comfortable with. I do know Schultz has, you know, the dynamic ability with his legs that Bo doesn't generally possess. Bo's a great athlete. He has great feet in the pocket and great presence about him there. But, you know, as far as Schultz being able to get out and break a run like he did against us in the preseason, we know that that's part of his game. So that's, to me, the biggest issue you face when you change quarterbacks. If one of them has a running dynamic that the other one does not possess, some of your game plan may change accordingly to that.
Outside of the turnovers defensively, what did you like from what the guys were able to do as a unit in week 1?
As a unit, I mean, to me, I think they played sound football. I mean, I think they attacked the ball, they attacked guys. I mean, when anybody touched the ball on the other side of the ball, we're attacking them. I mean, there's nothing passive about our defense, and so I really enjoyed watching the physicality, the aggressiveness that they all possessed, hustle to the ball, all the little things that you talk about, you know, playing great team defense. And you know, the turnovers will happen when you play that way. You know, getting after the quarterback will happen that way. You know, but ultimately it's a concerted effort to do that by all 12 guys that make it happen.
And finally, I felt like special teams kind of had the same mentality, and I thought your kickers were both very elite in week 1. Just what did you take from special teams?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I mean, our kickers, both Zima and Cote were both did their jobs, but they did it at an extremely high level. I mean, to have 4 field goals over 40 yards, I believe, and right down the pipe on all of them. And then Zima, you know, wherever he wanted to put the ball that night, he put it. And however he wanted to punt it, he punted it extremely accurately and did it extremely well. So that helps our teams out a tremendous amount. And then the guys covering kicks and all that. I mean, you have one of the most dangerous returners back there, and we didn't allow him to have much space to operate, I felt. And, you know, not only that, you know, there was quite a few big hits too. You know, it's hard to tackle a guy like him and do it well, and I think our guys put helmets on him and with multiple people around him, surrounding him. So I thought it was a great, again, team effort in that respect, and a lot of guys doing their jobs for that to happen. And Byron did a great job getting him ready.